Discuss the first lecture of anthropology. Just a second. Okay. Yes, we will discuss the first lecture of anthropology. Okay. Optional for UPSC CSC 2024. So let's begin the discussion. So first topic will be the meaning, scope, and development of anthropology. So here you can see the meaning, scope, and development of anthropology. Okay, so this is the syllabus of UPSC, which is recommended for the optional subject of anthropology for civil services examination. So here we will discuss from this topic, meaning what is anthropology. So you can remember the anthropology simply means anthropo. Anthropo means man, human, and logos, logi means logos. Logos is the study. Okay, so simply the anthropology means study of human or study of man. Okay, so you can see here anthropology has been derived from two Greek words. Anthropos means man and logos means study or science, that is the science of man. Okay, you can remember anthropology is the science of man. Next term, the etymological meaning of this anthropology is too broad and general. More precisely, anthropology may be called the science of man and his works and behavior. This is the introductory part of anthropology. We will understand anthropology, which which gave the more anthropologist for the definition of anthropology. Okay, such as the Clark-Home points out that out of all other scientific disciplines that deal with various aspects of man, anthropology is the science which comes nearest to the total study of man. Okay, so Clark-Home describes the anthropology is the study of the total defined the total study of man simply. Okay, and anthropology may be called a holistic or synthesizing discipline or a science of man in its totality. So anthropology simply means the man in its totality in time and space. So time and space is very important to understand anthropological meaning. Okay, here you can see some popular definitions which are given by popular anthropologists like Aristotle describes the anthropology, not describes but coined the term anthropology, coined, defined and explained the term anthropology. Okay, and anthropology, Aristotle defined anthropology as the gossip and discuss of anthropology between the anthropologist as gossiper. So here he describes anthropologist as gossiper, along with Immanuel Kant, that who was a German philosopher. He published a book titled Anthropology in the 18th century. So you can remember, and he found anthropology as a study which describes and explains the animals' origin, social as well as cultural development and progress of man, at how man evolved during the Pleistocene period. Okay, and later A.L. Kroeber described anthropology is the science of man. Simply, it gave the definition of anthropology as the science of man. And next is the scope of anthropology. So second meaning of syllabus, that is here scope. Okay, so where scope of anthropology is important, and how this field anthropology important, and where more scope of anthropology which is studied by anthropologists and other sociologists. Okay, the scope of anthropology is based on its methods or perspectives. Holistic and historical perspectives in anthropology, the study of biological and cultural evolution of man. Physical and cultural anthropology, okay, the study of works of man through material culture of prehistoric time. Prehistoric archaeological anthropology, and study of races, culture and migration, that is ethnology. Ethnology simply means the races, study of races, culture and migration among the society, among primitive society, as well as the primitive man. A study of material culture, social control, faith and rituals, economic, political and religious anthropology. Investigative, applied and comparative perspective anthropology. So what is this? The study of communication symbols like language and arts that are represented to the linguistic anthropology. And study of ways of life, society, different culture, that means the socio-cultural anthropology. Okay, and study of health and disease and its social and cultural aspects, that is study of these features in epidemiological anthropology. Okay, and study of environment and adaptations under ecological anthropology, and study of healthy diet, social variation under nutritional anthropology, and study of personal identification and reconstruction of human body, such as the marking of criminals, and study of post-mortem of dead man. Okay, so finding key personal identification through forensic anthropology. Okay, and there are two main branches or two scope which is which are understandable between two anthropologies, such as physical anthropology and cultural anthropology. Okay, but attention here, the both these physical anthropology and cultural anthropology studied in here, but in Europe, except in England, USA and Australia and other English speaking countries including India. Okay, these countries except England, okay, studies anthropology means both physical and cultural, and the term ethnology is rarely used for cultural anthropology. Okay, so you can remember, in these countries including India, anthropology means physical as well as cultural anthropology, and ethnology is the term which is not frequently used in the terms of cultural anthropology. Okay, So you can see, okay. Ethnography has been known as merely a descriptive study of human culture. Scope of physical anthropology. So here you can see that there are two branches of anthropology: physical anthropology and cultural anthropology. And what are the scopes of physical anthropology? So you can see here what are the scopes. Scopes in human biology, human evolution, human variation, and human genetics. Scope of human biology in physical anthropology. In physical, in human biology, the scope of physical anthropology is the physical anthropologist studies human biology as he is interested in Homo sapiens alone and not other uh, Homo man. He studies man out of the vast range of creatures that claim the attention of the general biologist. Therefore, there is a close relationship between physical anthropology and the study of other living beings. So remember this. The physical anthropologist tells about the man's place in the animal kingdom by making a comparative study on the different groups of man and his near relations like apes, monkeys, apes such as Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Homo neanderthalensis, and lastly Homo sapiens. Okay, so remember this chronological order. And monkeys such as old world monkeys, new world monkeys. Under this, the new world monkeys such as lemurs, lorises, tarsiers. Okay, and old world monkeys such as apes and uh, other human related apes such as Australopithecus, Gigantopithecus, as well as Homo habilis. Okay, so you can remember this. Human evolution. Another object of physical anthropology is to deal with human evolution. This concept was given by Charles Darwin, which we will understand this human evolution in the next chapter. Okay, so like other creatures, man is also a living organism. It is difficult to explain under what conditions life has appeared on earth. Both from the geological and paleontological evidence, it has been known that the first living organism that had appeared on earth consisted of one cell only, which is known as unicellular organism or amoeba. Amoeba is a tiny or microorganism that is unicellular. In course of time, simple homogeneous organisms through the process of changes attained the heterogeneous form at various stages. Ultimately, a complex form of animal called man had emerged, and man is also known as primitive man. Okay, that emerged in Pleistocene period, that is a later ice age. All living forms of humanity today belong to the single genus and species of Homo sapiens. Okay, and man is said to have emerged during the Quaternary epoch of Cenozoic era. Cenozoic era, that is, this is the geological time period. Okay, so man evolved from this Cenozoic era and not Mesozoic. Okay, that is from the, this Pleistocene period. Okay, so Cenozoic era means Quaternary period. Humans evolved from this period. Okay, about 23 million years ago. Okay, so you can remember this geological time period. For more simple explanation of this homo human evolution time period, okay, you can remember this for prelims as well, okay. And in analysis of human evolution, paleontology plays an important role. Paleontology means the study of the human physical form or human ancient structure of man, okay. And anatomy is essential for studying different human forms, okay. So this is paleontology, means simply means the study of human anatomy, okay, human anatomy, okay. And especially in the study of racial differences, and no one can specialize physical anthropology without prior training in anatomy, so you can remember this. On the basis of geological evidence, it has become possible to find out the age of the different forms preserved under the earth. Human variation, how human varies each other from geological time to the present. The physical anthropologist, after having studied the origin, development and place of evolution of man, focuses his attention on the study of the different varieties of man, okay. And outwardly, though they appear different, all men have some common characteristics and belong to the species, that is Homo sapiens. However, it is generally found that the common heredity does not resemble those of other groups in various ways. Each of these groups is designated as a race. And physical anthropology, the different in physical anthropology, the different aspects of race are studied. This race formation will understand in the next topic, that is race and racism in physical anthropology, okay. And somatology, the somatoscopic observation and anthropology is useful for this purpose, okay. And human genetics, under this the methodology of physical anthropology has now been changed, totally changed, because the anatomy of man and cranial and his cranial capacity have been increased significantly, okay, and changed their anatomical structure of man. The days of the descriptive stage are gone and the analytical stage has taken its place. And the classical physical anthropology was mainly interested in the classification and not in the interpretation. For example, a black native African has a platinum nose. Okay, African has platinum nose and European has lateral nose. Lateral means the broad nose and lateral means the uh, thin nose. Okay, and previously it was not interpreted why these two groups of people had different types of noses. Now explanations are being put forward why they have different types of noses. We will understand in the human evolution or the characteristics of primates. We will understand in the chapter of characteristics of primate in 1.5 topic. Okay. In recent times, the attention of physical anthropologists has been diverted to genetics, a branch of biology which deals with descent, variation, and heredity. You can remember this. They now study the blood types, differences in musculature, etc. They also study the group differences in time of sexual maturation in growth rates and various disease immunities. These studies have practical value and the results may be used in various ways. The physical anthropologist also studies the influence of the natural environment on man and trees to find out whether the physical traits of man are affected by the environment. So you can remember this, okay? So these are the some scope of physical anthropology. And next is the scope of cultural anthropology. In this cultural anthropology, this cultural anthropology deals with learned behavior characteristics of past, present, and future of human societies. Okay, and prehistoric archaeology, ethnology. This cultural anthropology has been studied of the main field of prehistoric archaeology, ethnology, and ethnolinguistics. Under ethnology, again, economic anthropology, social anthropology, ethnography, religion, art, musicology, recreation, folklore, etc. are studied. Okay, so read from this source. Okay, so easily you can grab more information through this PDF. And prehistoric archaeology, it is now a specialized branch of cultural anthropology. So you can remember what is prehistoric, that is finding of the previous or ancient fossils evidences or any evidences which are digging from the earth surface. Okay, under the earth the prehistorians will with their pick and shovel has been contributing much to get first hand knowledge about the extinct peoples and their cultures and the past phases of living people. So you can remember this. Next is the paleontology. What is paleontology? Paleontology is associated with prehistory and helpful to make a study on extinct races from their fossilized form. So you can remember simply that this paleontology means the study of extinct races from their fossilized forms. And paleontology tells us that how the modern races have evolved from those extinct fossil races. So this is important for the study of anthropological perspective. Next is the ethnology. Ethnology simply is the another field of study under cultural anthropology, and it made its appearance as a recognized branch in about 1840, and it developed very greatly during the next 100 years. And this paleontology this ethnology makes a comparative study of the cultures of the world and emphasizes the theory of culture. Okay, so you can remember this. And next is ethnography. Ethnological studies are essential for a cultural anthropologist to know the links between the different cultures and the principles guiding the socio-cultural systems. Okay, ethnology includes in its fold economic anthropology, social anthropology, religion, art, musicology, and recreation, folklore, etc. As a matter of fact, ethnology interprets the facts on data collected through ethnographic studies. Through ethnology, we can understand the graphic field of ethnography, classifies them and formulates principles with regard to the nature of human behavior and the evolution and functioning of culture. So you can remember this, okay? And ethnography is the study of cultures of the living peoples of the world. But ethnology is different from ethnography because ethnology studies the dead remains of fossilized materials, and ethnography studies the cultures of the living peoples of the world through direct and indirect observation of behavior. Ethnography is not the study of races, whereas ethnology is the study of races. And ethnography is not the study of races, which is the work of physical anthropologists. Okay, so you can remember this. And it involves ethnography involves the collection of data only, the raw materials for scientific analysis. So you can remember ethnography collects only data and not any other source. Okay, whereas ethnology study the findings of the resources other than data. And the next is economic anthropology. Economic anthropology simply means the studies the different features of production, distribution, consumption of material goods. Okay, yes, and it is a field that attempts to explain human economic behavior in its widest historic, geographic, and cultural scope. Okay, and this anthropologist studies what man produces, how he produces, what and how he consumes, and what and how he distributes or exchange of goods which were producing on in the field or hunting and gathering society includes this economic anthropology. For the most art, studies in economic anthropology focus on exchange, that is, the barter system. Social anthropology. Man is a gregarious animal and lives in the society, and also individual is a part of the society. A man is born into family, the smallest unit of a society. Family is the smallest unit of society which preserves the individual or man. He is socialized, that is, man is socialized through this unit. And man is a member of different kinship groups such as the family, the lineage, clan, fraternity, moiety, etc. As well as he may be a member of various non-kin groups or associations which boys club, secret society, village council. Okay, man is also involved in social institutions such as marriage, government, law, etc. So, in adjusting with the social environment and to keep the society in continuity. Okay, and culture exists to make the society survive, but without the existence of society, culture has no entity. So, this is all about the uh, social anthropology. Next is the religion. Under the cultural anthropology, the scope of cultural anthropology, religion is very important to understand how society regulate their religious performance. And religion is a product of psychic reaction, that is your mindly coordinating with each other, and how man can sacrifice their life towards his taboo. Okay, and adjustment of man to the supernatural world. And man could not explain why there exists the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars, fire, water, air, and other. So you can remember this, okay? And man believed that of these supernatural powers, some were benevolent and some were harmful for the society. So he did some magical religious performances in order to propitiate those powers, adopted those powers. In religious perspective, there is two types of religious practitioners, that is shaman and priest. Okay, someone deals with spirits, whereas a priest deals with gods and worships gods. Someone may have power either to cure or to do harm, whereas priest worships gods for the welfare of man and acts as an intermediary between gods and man. So you can remember this. Next scope in art, musicology, recreation of cultural anthropology. Next in the folklore. Folklore may be treated as one of the branches of cultural anthropology. Okay, it is a science which deals with the survival of archaic beliefs and customs in civilized people. So you can remember. Next is ethno-linguistics. Ethno-linguistics is the another branch of cultural anthropology in which ethnologistics, which is highly specialized. It is the combination between ethnology and linguistics. So both these combinations which are performing in the cultural anthropology, not primitive but even today in the modern societies. The ethnology refers to the way of life of an entire community, that is, all the characteristics which distinguish one community from the other. Ethnology is the study of human speech and of various dead and living languages and dialects of the different groups of people of the world. And linguist, the linguist also helps to unveil the men's past and the diffusion of their culture, such as in American universities. There is a growing trend to establish independent departments of ethno-linguistics. Okay, as a science, the study of language is somewhat older than anthropology. Two disciplines became closely associated in the early days of anthropological fieldwork. Nomenclature of cardinal directions of Inuit speakers of Greenland. So you can remember this. Okay, as an example, such as you can see the similarly the Europe lack the idea of cardinal directions. Okay, they orient themselves with respect to their principal geographic feature, the Klamath River set. Other scope in specialties of cultural anthropology such as ethnoecology, okay, and urban anthropology. Here, the cultural anthropology is very important in urban anthropology, and it is a subset of anthropology concerned with issues of urbanization, poverty, urban space, and social relations and neoliberalism. Okay, urban anthropology is heavily influenced by sociology, especially the Chicago School of Urban Sociology. So you can remember this. Urban anthropology is heavily influenced by sociology, especially the Chicago School of Urban Sociology. So you can remember. Okay. Next is the political anthropology. Political anthropology is very important because since World War II and the consequent emergence of independent developing countries from the erstwhile empire holdings in Asia and Africa, the economics and political science have become actively interested in studying the indigenous cultures of these parts of the world. Okay, and the contemporary political anthropology can be traced back to the 1940s public publication African political systems, edited by Mayor Fortress and Evans Pritchard. So you can remember this. And political anthropologists' goal was taxonomy, okay, to classify societies into a small number of discrete categories. So you can remember, okay. Next is the applied anthropology and action anthropology. This is the practical scope, practical application of anthropology in terms of applied anthropology and action anthropology. So nowadays there are various applications of anthropology, such as anthropometry. So you can remember this. Anthropometry is the what? Anthropometry is the science of measuring the different limbs of the body. You can remember this is very important because anthropometry is used in different situations in this subject, okay, as anthropology. In anthropology, it is a inevitable part of physical anthropology because it is very important for measuring the different limbs of the body, different parts of the body, such as hand, legs, tibia, and your any physical form, even in brains, okay. And physical anthropology is also useful in detecting criminals, that is forensic anthropology. Similarly, analysis of higher hair texture and blood groups also help in detecting criminals. Under forensic anthropology, the physical anthropologist can also advise with regard to finding out the father of son born to an unmarried mother. A two-pronged strategy to produce more food as well as to control human population by way of the Green Revolution and family planning programs had been made to cope with this problem. Okay, so you can remember, and after this I will post this PDF in the comment section or in the description box, so you can read this PDF thoroughly, which you can grab more information than any other sources. Okay. Next is the action anthropology, the term coined by Soltax. So you can remember this, very important, Soltax. According to Soltax, an action anthropologist is to study the processes of change in the society and help the people to overcome the adverse effects of change and guide planning. You mean understand this? Anthropologists study the processes of change in the society that help the people to overcome the adverse effects of change and guide planning in such a way that the people do better in the process of change. Okay. And rather, the action anthropologists involve themselves intimately with anthropological problems and pursue their studies in the context of action. So this is the action anthropology, which is more important in terms of this anthropological field. Okay, that anthropologist accepts a problem as his own and proceeds through trial and error method. So simply anthropological works simply on the basis of trial and error, that is more involved in the physical form as primary as well as secondary source information, such as data driven process. Okay, so here this chapter is completed. Okay, so next will be tomorrow the class only by the live classes, and after I will post this class again in the YouTube in my YouTube channel. Okay, so thank you for watching, and please like the video, subscribe YouTube channel, and also press the bell icon. Okay, so you can never miss update for this class. Okay, so thank you for watching. Have a good day.